Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So my husband recently took all 4 of my kids out of town to visit family and I had to work. I'm still nannying in case you guys are curious. So I had some time to wander around while I was getting errands done, back to school things done. And I wandered into TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Ulta and found some really interesting things in the discount section of the stores. So I am dying to try them. So we have 2 SPF type products. We have a concealer, we have a powder foundation, and we have an all over glow powder. I'm very, very curious to try these. So if you are curious to see the products from the thumbnail, then just keep watching. Okay, the first one is from Coola. I saw it in the clearance section of Marshalls the other day. It is the Mineral Face Sunscreen, and it's sheer matte. Oh, I thought this was the spray. This isn't the spray. I was eyeing the spray sunscreen. This one is good until March of 2025. So I don't know why they put it on clearance. Maybe they just had too many. Ooh, it looks like it might actually have a tint, but it does have like a creamy tint to it. So I am kind of curious to see what this looks like on the skin. Ew. What does that smell? Ooh, this does not smell appealing at all. It's silicone free and fragrance free, but it definitely has a fragrance to it. So it does rub in, it doesn't really leave any color on the skin. It is sinking in and drying down, but it does feel a little bit sticky. And that initial like odor, I don't know how to explain it. So initially it's like a little bit like paint thinner, and then to a little bit of like a sweet rancid smell. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I don't know, it says soft cloud of protection settles over your skin like a cool morning breeze. Our mineral matte sunscreen then quietly disappears as its sheer farm to face formula gives your skin a line smoothing matte finish without a greasy feel. I like the matte finish and no greasy feel and line smoothing, which actually it did. My forehead lines are definitely smoothed out. All right, and it is fully sunk in and no more sticky feeling. So maybe I was a little too fast to judge this one. So we'll see. Product number 2 is from Pacifica. This is also an SPF. This is SPF of 30. It's a mineral bronzing face shade. It's called Coconut Glow, broad spectrum UVA, UVB face protection. I don't know. It says sun and skincare, and this one was also on clearance for $6. And I just thought this might be a really cool bronzing product if you're going to do like a tinted sunscreen or a glowy tinted sunscreen, and then you just want a bit of bronze to give your face some dimension, but you want extra sun coverage. I thought this might be interesting. You guys know I've been loving this one from Pacifica. This is the Set and Protect Matte Sheer Setting Mist, SPF 45. It's fantastic. So I was hoping this would be similar to that. Water-resistant face lotion. Get a sun-kissed glow instantly with all mineral SPF 30 that is carefully designed to evenly apply and add hydration. Surfer approved. It will protect you while you stay out and play. This one expires in April of 25, so we have like another year and a half. I don't know why these are being taken off the shelf already. Like I said, I guess it's just supply and demand. They had too much for the summer and now they are putting it on clearance. I haven't heard anything about this one. I've heard about the Sun Bum Glow one. I've heard about the e.l.f. Glow one. I've heard about the Dermatology one. Haven't heard anything about this. I wonder if this is going to be like the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Bronzer SPF. All right, moment of truth. Ooh, okay. That's what it looks like right there. That's pretty nice. It gives you a glowy, sun-kissed bronze look with providing sun protection. Now, granted, I think I took it a little bit too far down here. If you don't rub it in well, though, it could get streaky. And I feel like when it's already set, it helps to pat it versus rubbing it. Just make sure you blend it in well, and then it sinks in and isn't sticky. So the look is nice. It definitely gives you like some warmth to the skin. I feel like with some concealer, I could probably go out in just these two products. Maybe with a little color on my cheeks. We'll see. So that brings me to our next product, which I got on clearance at Ulta. It is the Revolution IRL Filter Finish Soft Matte Concealer. And the two shades they had are C1, which is like their lightest, and then C9, which looks like a pinky tone. So I figured we would try this out. I've heard really good things about the IRL foundation. I never tried it. I don't know, it just says soft matte concealer, waterproof. Long wear, breathable, oil-free, 16-hour with a soft matte finish. And it was on clearance for $3.50. Lately, I've been really enjoying the Charlotte Tilbury concealer, and I love using the Neutrogena Peach Color Corrector, which looks just like this. So I feel like this one would be a fantastic color corrector, and this one's going to be too bright for me, but I can definitely use it to highlight. You start off with C9. It does have like a paint thinnery smell, similar to the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation that smells a bit like paint. Doesn't say what type of coverage this should get. Right now it's looking like light to medium coverage, but I'm going to go ahead and apply a little more and let it set a little longer, just in the areas where I am the most blue. In the meantime, I can try C1. You guys ready for a laugh? That actually blended out so much that you can't even tell it was that light. Interesting. Maybe this would be a good color for around the nose. Maybe right there, my sunspot. I would definitely say this is a little bit too light. You can kind of see it on my face. Definitely too light. But now that this has had like a minute or two to dry, let's see what kind of coverage we can get with this C9 shade. It's actually a really nice color for me. At first I was thinking, oh, it's going to be so light. That looks pretty nice. So before and after that concealer, not bad. While the concealer on this side's drying down a little, I did a comparison of the Neutrogena to the Revolution, and they are almost identical. This one is a concealer, this one's a color corrector. I believe Neutrogena is like $12 or $13 a piece. So if you can find any of this one on clearance and you like this peach corrector, maybe check this one out because they are almost the exact same color. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Other than the paint-like smell, this is a nice concealer. Now, will it crease up a lot? I don't know. I still have a few more products to try, so we'll move on. Okay, so far we have some SPF, we have some concealer. So that leads me to our next product, which is the aquasurance Compact Foundation. This is a Jcat aquasurance Compact Foundation. And I remember hearing so many YouTubers rave about this product a couple of years ago. So when I saw it in the clearance section of Ulta, and I think it was like $2, even though it says $14, it was like $2. I had to try it. I have the shade Natural. Hopefully, since I have a little bit of a tan, this shade will work for me. Normally, I need like ivory or fair or pale. So normally Natural or like beige is a little bit too dark for me, but we will see. It says finely milled, luxurious, silky texture that minimizes the appearance of pores. It absorbs and balances excess oil without creasing and looking cakey. Provides medium to full coverage for a naturally flawless complexion. Innovative technology with water lock system to maintain moisture within the powder. Can be used wet or dry. For fuller coverage, dampen and use a sponge applicator. So moment of truth, I haven't even tried this yet. Ooh, okay. It might still be a little bit light, but I am okay with this. I don't know if this is the right brush to use. This is a powder brush. So I guess we'll try it. Like I said, I already have my concealer on, but I'm just gonna kind of blend out any creases here, and we'll do a side by side. So I will just blend out this side real quick and see what kind of coverage we get with this brush from Sephora. It looks like a lot. I can't say that I love this powder foundation. It looks like a powder on the skin. Granted, I haven't set it yet, but it definitely looks powdery. So I am curious to know what a damp sponge does on the other side. So I'm going to go dampen my sponge and we will try this on the other side. Okay, so I dampened my Little Twin Stars Wet n Wild sponge. And I'm going to go into this with my damp sponge and see what happens. You can definitely tell it. Change the consistency of it. Okay, you get a lot more coverage applying it with a damp sponge than you do with a powder brush. Maybe if I used a more densely packed brush on the other side, I would get a different result. No, doesn't seem to really make a difference on the side with the powder, but I do think that the dampened sponge does give a nice kind of like satin finish to the powder. I do think it's a shade too, is it a shade too dark? It might be a shade too yellow for my skin tone. I definitely think I can make it work with bronzer and blush and everything else that I put on. So I'm just gonna even up both sides here and pounce some on with the sponge on the powder on the brush side. So I like it as like a dampened powder foundation, but I don't like it as a powder. That's where I am landing on this product as of right now. And then the last product that I recently picked up wasn't on clearance, but it's from TJ Maxx, so it's like it's on clearance, and it's the Jaclyn Cosmetics Luminous Powder. Jaclyn and Mel Thompson were known for their buffing techniques, where they would take like a glow powder and buff it all in as a last step to make their skin look gorgeous and glowy. And I believe the Jaclyn brand either is shutting down or I don't know. There was some sort of drama with Jaclyn. I don't follow it. But I was very excited to find these. I found the shade Do Me and Carrots, and there was one deeper shade there as well, but I didn't get that because obviously it wouldn't work for my skin tone. I believe that this is like a finishing powder, but you can also intensify it and use it as a highlight. So I'm going to open these up. We will swatch them and try them on as well. I'm so excited. Okay, first off, the packaging is beautiful, which I will show you in its put together form when I'm done. This first one is Do Me. It looks like a light champagne-y shade. And then we have Carrots, which looks like it has a bit deeper of a hue. And they come out in like little tiny balls of powder. There was another product that was like this and almost like, honestly, really silky to the touch. So there is Do Me, D-E-W. A beautiful, kind of like a banana champagne-y shade. And as you keep blending, it just gives this gorgeous sheen to the skin. This one actually might be too light for me right now, but that's a beautiful fair shade right there. And then Carrots, which has a bit more of like a beige tone to it, I would say. Beige gold. A lot of that came off and is floating down onto my lap. And then Carrots right here, it's more of like a beigey gold, and I'm really not sure, oops, sorry. And then Carrots right here is more of like a beigey gold shade. Now I know these could be used as highlight or as an all over glow powder. I feel like the two together would be beautiful. So I'm just gonna dip back and forth between the two lids and we'll do one side and see what happens. Very subtle. I think I need more.
Ready? There, now you can see it.
So it just gives the face like a slight luminescence to it, and I feel like if I used a setting spray, it would really help to melt it into the product that was underneath. You can mostly see it on the forehead. So regularly, not much glow. And then with the product, you can see it here, you can see it on the nose. Not so much here. I would say mostly on like the upward facing parts of your face, so here and here. Okay, now the other test is, does it work as a highlight? So I will pour out a little bit more of each. I'm gonna start with carrots on this side and see what happens. It's there, but it's very, very subtle. So now let me dip into Do Me. Again, it's very, very subtle and like almost on the dry side. So I really feel like it would benefit from a setting spray. And now going in with Do Me. And then with, or sorry, that was carrots and then Do Me, just the brighter one. So I'm not sure this is meant to be a highlighter. I feel like it's mostly meant to be like a glowy finishing powder, which is what I bought it for anyway. That was my intent. So I think it looks really nice. On its own, I feel like it can look a little bit dry, but I feel like with a setting spray, it just brings a nice healthy glow to the skin. So I'm quite happy with that. I was worried carrots would be too dark, but I actually feel like carrots works better. For my skin tone, the Do Me is just a little bit too icy. So far, so good. And this is what the package looks like all sealed up. It has a beautiful rose gold lid with a raised J. It says Jaclyn Cosmetics. It's very fingerprinty, and then like a frosted square bottom, and it says the shade and the size and all the information on the bottom. So really pretty packaging. So now that we've had a chance to try all of the products, the Coola Mineral Face Sunscreen, after the initial smell, the scent does go away and it sunk in really quickly. It was just like a weird experience. Kind of a yellowy tone, but then it's sheer, it sinks down, dries matte. So I like those things. Just the initial scent is a little off-putting. So I'm not sure I would recommend this over others that I have. It's fine. The Pacifica Coconut Glow, I think this is really pretty. I might actually use a sponge to apply it, like a cream bronzer. I just feel like it gets a little patchy if it's not fully rubbed in. So just be careful with this. I don't think this is one you're gonna want to take to the beach and apply without a mirror, because it might leave streaks of like bronzy shade on your skin. But with that being said, I will continue to use this one. I found a cheaper dupe for my favorite color corrector, which is really exciting. I didn't use my normal powders under the eyes, so I can't really say how they set because I'm using different products today. But I did like the coverage level, and the other one I can get away with probably in the winter. It's a nice pale shade if you're looking for a super fair concealer. Check it out. And it did have a unique applicator that I didn't mention. It also almost looks like one of those like flat paintbrush things where you attach it to the stick and the handle's here and the paintbrush is here, and you just kind of like paint it on. I don't know, I've been in paint mode all summer, so that's what I'm thinking of. It's a really unique wand, so I like this one so far. The Jcat Aquasurance. I like this more as a wet foundation than a dry foundation, and I would say for now it's okay. I just need to bronze up my face a bit. Haven't done that yet. Maybe with a little bit red bronze, like a warm bronzer, it would match my skin perfectly right now. I will get some use out of this. And then this I think is beautiful. I have no personal attachment to Jaclyn personally or as a YouTuber. I judge makeup based on if I like the makeup alone pretty much. So beautiful packaging, really nice product inside. So I am definitely excited to continue using these. So all in all, I would say this was a pretty successful makeup try on video. Found all of these things in clearance or in the discounted sections of the stores, and I think it was a success. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.